The Nether, one of Minecraft's 3 dimensions. Filled with everlasting lava fields, scary mobs, and eerie sounds, is it really just another hostile biome, or is it something more? Are these mobs echoes of past life? I don't think it is a far-fetched idea that the Nether is the afterlife of Minecraft world. No, I don't mean that it is only a place made trying to mimic one, but according to the gameplay and lore, can we actually find clues of it being the world of the dead? Every detail here reinforces the idea of a realm tied to the afterlife, where time, direction, and life's essentials no longer hold meaning. Take sleep, for example. Beds, a symbol of rest and renewal, explode violently when placed in the Nether. It's as though rest is forbidden here, leaving only an unending, restless existence, without the cycles of day and night we rely on. Water, the cornerstone of life, doesn't exist in the Nether. Any attempt to place it results in its immediate evaporation, as though life's most vital resource is incompatible with this world. Instead, the Nether thrives on fire and lava, embodying destruction and permanence rather than growth or renewal. Even the tools we use to orient ourselves fail here. Compasses spin endlessly, unable to find direction, while clocks become useless, unable to mark the passage of time. And maps shows the player frozen in the spot where they entered the dimension. The Nether strips away the structure we rely on, leaving us adrift in a world where time and space have no order. And then there's the fact that you cannot spawn in the Nether, reinforcing the sense that this is a world of finality, a place where the living cannot truly belong. From the absence of rest and water to the disorientation of time and direction, every aspect of the Nether's environment feels deliberately designed to sever ties with life as we know it. Let's start with the piglins, one of the most intelligent and community-driven mobs in the Nether. At first glance, they seem like just another hostile creature, but if we look closer, there's a striking similarity between piglins and the villagers of the overworld. Piglins live in groups, setting up their homes in bastions scattered across the Nether. These structures, much like villages, are hubs of activity. Piglins interact with each other, open doors, and even show a sense of unity when faced with danger, much like the villagers do in the overworld. But there's more. Piglins share another trait with villagers, their obsession with a specific material. For villagers, it's emeralds, a gem that represents wealth and trade in the overworld. For piglins, it's gold. Gold is the only ore naturally found in the Nether, making it a symbol of survival and prosperity in this harsh environment. Piglins will trade you with items if you give them gold, a gesture that feels eerily familiar to the way villagers trade emeralds for goods. But why are there so many similarities? Could it be that piglins are past-gone villagers? And when it comes to piglins with crossbows, they would be pillagers. Hoglins are also one of the strangest creatures in the Nether, a distorted reflection of overworld animals. Like pigs and cows, they can be bred, drop meat when killed, and can even be led by a lead. Even more curiously, hoglins can spawn inside bastions alongside piglins, the so-called dead villagers. Perhaps hoglins represent the animals of the overworld that have passed into the Nether. Their behaviors mirror life, but their hostile nature and warped appearance show they've been shaped by the Nether's environment. Together with the piglins, they hint at a twisted version of overworld society in the villages. Then there are ghasts that are clearly a visual representations of ghosts, wandering souls torn to wander in the fiery mist forever. One thing ghasts do is that they cry, and you can hear this eerie sound from far away or right before they attack you. When killed, they also drop tears that tells more about their agony. The known mobs wither skeletons and blazes also serve a role here, but we will talk about them more shortly in the next section. As said before, Nether is really made to represent an afterlife according how many religions and cultures describe one. Fiery place filled with hostility and agony, and that alone tells us a lot. But there is more. One of the noticeable clues is that when walking on soul sand, you can see these odd faces, souls trapped into the ground, hence the name soul sand. Also, another interesting thing about it is that when you mine it, it makes a sound that almost represents like a leaving of soul. Among the eerie and unforgiving landscapes of the Nether Fortress looms as a dark, imposing structure, with its dark corridors filled with unfriendly mobs. It feels like a symbol of judgment, torment, and eternal punishment. But how does this connect to the idea of the Nether as an afterlife? The structure and what it holds inside can be seen as multiple things. Either these relatively original mobs are the guardians and punishers in here. Wither skeletons are more cursed than their counterparts, maybe set with only one purpose: to wander these endless hallways forever. Blazes also guard their fortresses with fiery attacks. In an attempt to win the game, players have to come here in order to get blaze rods, and this figuratively could be the player facing the torment and dangers before he gets to move forward. Of course, for the player, Nether is not the final place. After all, Nether stays as a different dimension that varies from the overworld in many ways. Whether it even matters what it actually is made to represent, I thought that this idea would make an interesting video where I could dig deeper into some mysteries that it holds. That's all I have for now. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video whenever it may come.